It's going
Is it?
great. I've been killing it. I'm running like 30 miles a week.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
How many are you up to like per day? I mean,
Um,
obviously, are you running like, say you run like 8 miles today and run 3 tomorrow? You know what I mean?
yeah, like the longest run I try to do is maybe like 6 to 8 miles.
Okay. Okay.
It depends. Like I'll go out and run like a 10K and I'll do it in less than an hour. So like the next
Right.
long run I do, I'll be like, okay, I'm just gonna run at a regular pace for an hour and a half, and that'll be like 7.5 to 8 miles. So that's just the longest I've gone.
Just running for an hour and a half.
Yeah, yeah. I stop every once in a while and walk for like a minute.
At
If
what
I,
point does it become mental?
um, once you hit mile 2,
Yeah.
that's when like the runner's high kicks in, and then like you're good until like mile 6, and then once
Okay.
you hit mile 6, it's like okay, I probably should stop for maybe 30 seconds and let my heart rate come down under 190 and then just
Right.
and then like try to just regroup for a second. And that's usually
Right.
when like if you're in a long race, like when I was in my half marathon, that's when I got some water and had some food and kind of just regrouped and then got that going
Okay.
again.
Gotcha. Okay. No, that was cool. I had to ask on that because I know you're on a search of a marathon, and that's awesome.
Yep, I'm signed up February of this year, so it's happening. I just got to make sure I stay in good enough shape to get it across the finish line.
It's awesome. So
You
what are we
got
going to talk
this.
about golf wise today?
Well, I had a question. I
Okay.
just wasn't on the docket. So I was thinking
Yes.
about this earlier today.
Because there really is no docket.
Yeah, I was
There's
thinking
there's
about this
there's
earlier
text
today.
that Scott sends with a brain in front of it. And that's the only docket we have.
That's
Hey,
perfect.
EJ
I'm
started
okay
that.
with it.
EJ
I
started
did,
that.
yeah. The brain is the best like logo. It's like, hey, look for brains.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, I think I could learn to teach myself to play left-handed.
Yes. Absolutely.
All right. How long do you think it would take me if I started today to break 100 left-handed?
3 months.
Cool. What say you, Scott? How much do you think I would have to practice to do
I say 3 months if you go to the range like 3 days a week.
that? Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You know
I
what I
was gonna
mean?
say
Like
if you're
you're not an everyday thing, but yeah, if you go to the range 2-3 days a week, then I would say 3 months.
as a single digit golfer, I think if you're dedicated to playing lefty, it shouldn't take you very long. 3 to 6 months is fair, but if you're not dedicated, it could take a couple of years. Not that I want to go, supporting other podcasts, but Tron from No Laying Up, he went and did that. I don't remember what year it was, but he played lefty for like an entire year, and I'm pretty certain they showed like his progression and what his ability is today, you know, compared to what he got to as a lefty. I couldn't tell you, but still, like he improved and he was fully dedicated to it, and I'd be willing to venture off and say, homeboy, you know, got well under 100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure of that. I mean, a year? Yes, absolutely. And those guys are like super dedicated golfers too.
Yeah. At least compared to me,
What
they are.
Yeah.
What do you think would be the toughest part of that?
I'm just sitting there thinking how sore you would be after like day number 1. Like if you just said I'm gonna go tee it up and play 18 holes left-handed,
Yeah.
and you're out there trying to make swings, how sore you're gonna be the next morning.
I was trying to do phantom swings today when I was messing around at work, and it's weird, man. Like it's an awkward movement. So I was just curious. I think game would probably be the toughest part, right? Being able to get those feels, but how much? Because I don't know when I'm chipping right-handed, a lot of the feel I feel with the right hand.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I
would
think
I be
putting
able
and
to feel
chipping.
it?
I think putting and chipping would be all right because I tool around left-handed every once in a while. That's not hard.
And everybody
but I think
knows the left-handed putter.
but the bunker play flop shots, those I think would be some of the most difficult.
Sure, yeah, those would be tough, but we're just trying to like break 100. We can do our best to keep those shots out of the realm of possibilities trying to break 100.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just thought it's an interesting idea. I think it would be an interesting thing to mess with.
You definitely would have more just like oddball shots that you never saw coming, tops, and just skanks left off the heel, didn't even go right off the heel. You know what I mean? Actually, it would go right off the heel in that situation, but yeah.
Do places rent left-handed clubs?
Yeah.
All right, that's
we used to.
I think that's the first step.
How long do you think it'll take for you to get sick of renting them?
How long do I think I would get sick of renting them?
How long would it take before you would?
It would depend on how I hit them the first time. Like, let's say I rent them and I go out and I'm able to stripe a couple. I'd be like, okay, I'll get maybe like a 7-iron that's left-handed. That way I can focus on working on the left-handed swing. But I'm not going to go and cop a whole left-handed set, right? So,
well,
I don't know.
What if you went to play it again and copped a left-handed set just to commit?
That would be the best way to commit, right? Just to go and drop the money.
Yeah, drop the money on the set and go, I got to learn to play left-handed some.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Based upon a previous pod, you said, for your ability, there's a certain way that you should be allowed to dress. So where would you fall in this? Like, would we still base upon your level of apparel?
Scientologist outfit. Scientologist. Back to scratch, man. You don't get to. There's no.
Tom Jones. Tom Jones is on the first.
He gets the.
Pat, it's like switching gangs. You get real good with the Bloods. You can't switch to left-handed. Now that's like going to the Crips. You got to get re-beat in. You know what I'm saying? Back to the beginning.
Re-beat in. He said, "I love it."
Pat, he gets the rental white belt.
Yes, he does. He definitely gets the white belt. Yes, for sure. Welcome back to the white belt, my friend.
I think it'd be an interesting experiment to see what I could do. My buddy Eli plays left-handed. I may just use his set.
It's a win.
Yeah. I think so. What else did you have on the...
do it.
I think I could too. I don't think it would be that tough.
Let me look.
I think coming over the top is going to be the first thing you have to fight.
Yes, so like
taking it back and then man, you're just it's like you're going to be casting left-handed, dude, 100%.
Oh yeah, in my little Phantom swings, I was sliding like hell. I was all over the place. I'm just like, oh, this is going to be a problem. What you got, Scotty?
All right. You just want me to go in random order? Or you want me to start off with?
Let's talk about golf and internet influencers. I got a feeling that I want to get into the Khaled conversation with EJ here, because I know he has some strong feeling on it. And at the same time, we can do like the Khaleds, we can do some of the other cats out there like Eric Lottery that I know a lot of people don't like. I truly love him.
I love him.
I think the kid is doing great. He's selling t-shirts and getting love from some of the players out there. And I'm trying to think, there was another one that I had in mind. I don't know. I mean, and then you could spin that into the Instagram girls, which I think is a complete joke, but if you wanted to go down that road. But I mean, however you wanted to spin it, I think internet influencers in golf is a great topic to BS with.
I think it's very, very interesting to see what clicks and what doesn't click on Instagram, right? So I've tried to make some content, you know what I'm saying? I've recorded a couple swings and you get no goddamn traction, right? And I think I'm a good golfer and I see these hacks that are out there that just get traction and it comes off as hate. And that's why I don't like DJ Khaled because I know that I could take him. You know, I know I got
Oh
him.
yeah, yes.
So when I see stuff that he does and it just is I don't follow him. I don't I follow a bunch
And
of
it
golf
doesn't
stuff
matter because it
and
just pops on
man,
there,
he's
baby.
just inundated with he's just inundated with Khaled. Granted, I like the stuff that he does where he's not talking. Like those ones are pretty good. Like he did one
Right.
where he was standing out in the rain and he's holding the golf club and he's just sad because he wants to go play golf and it just goes and pans to the rain and pans back to Khaled and there's no talking and that was I was a huge fan of that one. The other one that I really liked that Khaled released was one where he was on like a wave surfboard and he was
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
bouncing and then he ate shit. That was hilarious.
Yes.
That was hilarious. So Khaled is an entertaining guy, and deep down, I actually have met him, and he's a phenomenal human being. I'm just a
Right.
goddamn hater when it comes to the golf shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with
Yeah.
it. I'm okay. I'm okay with admitting that. And it just burns my britches to see his ass out there. It just kills me. Deep down, I just want to play.
Straight
You know what I
down
mean?
the middle.
I would probably, if I probably played with him, I'd probably love his shit. You know what I mean? I'm just a
Oh
hater.
yeah.
I'm just a hater.
Yeah.
But I hate on all the chicks too, like the hot chicks that can't swing. That's some bullshit.
Well, and it's just wild that they're making, not all of them, but I mean, there's plenty of them that are making piles of money just by dressing cute and swinging a driver that doesn't really count for anything. But it's wild.
I'll be honest. There's more girls that I follow because of their talent than dudes that I follow because of their talent. Like, there's a couple trick shot girls that are just phenomenal. One girl's name is Tanya Tare, Taniatare. She does these freaking flip trick shots and flipping clubs and bouncing balls, and she's phenomenal. Granted,
Right.
she's super fine, but she also has the talent. And then Tish, there's a girl named Tish. She does the same thing, trick shots. Very pretty girl, but you know what I'm saying? She has the talent to back it up. Same with
Right.
Paige. Paige has the talent to back up all of the notoriety that she gets.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm just a hater, really. I just crave attention, and I'm just jealous of all you assholes that have it, and I don't. It just pisses me off. It just does.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. I can't disagree
And
with you.
the one time I did get attention was Barstool thing, right? I ended up wearing a Barstool jersey, and Portnoy retweeted me, and it got like 195 comments. And of those 195 comments, 190 of them were making fun of me for wearing a mask in the photo. You know what I'm saying? So my moment of virality has been bad. It's like, then I just see Khaled doing all this cool shit over and over again, and I just hate it. It just sucks.
No, I
Anybody
mean,
else want to weigh in?
no. I mean, I think a lot of it's great. I think some of it is cool, but at the same time, it's like there's a lot of people that have never gotten exposure to a golf course, but now they are because of Khaled, and just to like pull up to the curb of the pro shop and get out and get in the cart and drive off with clubs on it, and you know what I mean? It's like, wait a minute, that's not really how it happens, but
Yeah, how it goes.
you know, you know what I mean? It's like, no, that's not how it goes. You go stand out there, you wait in line to sign in, you slide your card, you go wait in line for something else again. You know what I mean? You're going to find the driving range or whatever it may be. It's not just roll up to the first tee and go play golf. But, and I don't know. I think the excitement around the game of golf is good. I'm good with it. And at the end of the day, if you wanna hit it one down the middle and yell at it, I'm okay with that too. Some of that
So am
stuff's
I.
funny. You know what I mean? Like I don't care. Dude, I got a buddy of mine that plays around here at the golf course that I play at. He's got like, oh man, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of followers. He's a little Asian dude. He has one that had like almost 10 million views the other day, and it's
Crazy.
nothing. You know what I mean? And all he does is he talks shit around the golf course, but he's been doing that for years. Every year, I mean, I've known him forever, and he just jaws at people all day long, and he jaws at himself, and just he makes jokes and has fun playing golf. But now dude's getting checks sent by TikTok and Facebook for posting funny videos.
That's crazy.
You know, I don't know, but at the end of the day, like he was doing it, and then somebody's kid, like, you know, shares it or something on TikTok, and here this thing goes, and he's off.
I know, man.
And it's
It's
wild.
wild. It's wild. The video that has the most views on my Instagram is of Jordan Spieth. It's not even of me.
Right.
It's just more
Yeah.
demoralizing shit. Cause hate. So, what about
That's
you,
true, though.
Scott?
See, I'm boring compared to you guys. You know, social media still isn't completely my thing, so I enjoyed like some early on Eric Anders Lang, um, Brian Brothers, because they're trick shots, and I like how they're doing stuff, simultaneously a lot of the time. So that's cool. And then I forget his name, but the guy that like goes around and he'll mimic Phil Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, Keegan Bradley. He's a
Oh
tall,
yeah, he
lanky
hasn't
kid.
been around in forever. But I
Correct.
know which
I
one
know.
you're talking about. He
Yeah,
did like one little set, and that was it.
correct. I like
Yeah.
those guys, and so I can watch some of that over and over. Like anytime the lanky kid that mimics Mickelson and Dustin Johnson and Keegan and all that, like
Oh yeah,
anytime
and he
his
does
stuff.
a Keegan. Yeah, he does a Keegan, does a DJ, and then turns around and does a Bubba pretty good too, and actually swings it left-handed. It's like, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
and he does a Phil Mickelson flop shot with the thumbs up, and
Yeah.
he's
Oh
got
yeah.
like the Mizzen and whatever shirt on, and yeah, like I
Yeah.
like those people. Kind of what EJ was almost saying, where there's less talking and there's just more, action. And I think that's where Eric Anders Lang maybe has started to lose me a little bit, because I feel like there's a bit more narration. Um, but can I hate on anybody? I don't know, because I don't think I followed enough to hate on anybody. There's a couple influencers that I was pretty annoyed by in years past, but I just started thinking about it and I was like, I don't follow these people. I don't even follow the people that
Not
I
worth it.
like for the most part. It's not worth it. So, a couple of those influencers, like I could care less now. And I'll even look at their content again, you know. If I'm looking at it. Now I will say, if it's on Zaire Golf, it's got my attention. So whoever's the creators, the founders of Zaire, even though I don't
Yeah,
know if
it's pretty
they
good.
specifically are influencers, but they got my attention.
Yeah,
So
they do a good job.
yeah, 'cause they hit
It,
they hit they hit the whole thing. It's not just like professional golf, or it's not just amateurs being idiots, or you know some beautiful woman out there in something skimpy. It's like they got everything,
yeah.
and um, you never know what to expect. Like it's like I refresh my feed and I see Zaire Golf's at the top of the list. I'm like, oh, what's it going to be this time? You know. So, and I
Yeah.
love, I'll tell you what, number one influencer, the little kid that gave up his passy for a golf club.
Yeah, that's a wild story, man. Did you see the video I sent you with the kid taking hacks in the middle of the night?
Yes, you see the ball going.
That's just
I
crazy,
loved
man.
it.
Yeah, that was
That kid's the
awesome.
man.
Yeah, he's really living his best life. His parents have got him brainwashed real well. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Living vicariously through him. I'm loving it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's about it for me. That's all I gotta
It's all
say
right.
about that.
What did you think about that other question I sent? Do you think you could shoot a better score if you had to play fully in a tuxedo from head, cummerbund, all the way down to the shoes, and or play
In your
better
birthday suit.
full nude, barefoot?
Oh, there we go. My bad.
Hey, all good. So the question I just asked, I'll repeat it. Do you think you could shoot a lower score in a tuxedo with the tuxedo shoes or fully nude and barefoot?
Birthday suit, man.
Man, you had to throw the shoes in there too?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got it. You got to throw the shoes in there.
Birthday suit. And I'll tell you why, because after I
this
get
one
past
more
the initial like embarrassment and everything else,
we
you know, of trudging around in front of hundreds of people, you know.
Hundreds? Okay, so we got hundreds there.
I mean, on any given day, you got, you know, 100+ people at a golf course between the players, the staff, the maintenance.
True.
Yeah. Plus, you know, the people that possibly live on the golf course. So,
Right.
you know, once you get past the first hole or two, you're pretty comfortable with yourself. At least I would be. And I can swing freely, man. So I would say birthday suit all day. Tuxedo, no way. The limitations, the restriction, not happening. The shoes slipping.
How much strokes difference do you think would be? Let's say you played 18 holes in the tuxedo and 18
I think
holes
it's going to be
in the
way
birthday
closer
suit.
than anybody thinks, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be like neck and neck the whole time.
Bobby Jones used to play in a goddamn tuxedo, basically, right?
Well, the thing is, I personally think like once I take the jacket off and I got suspenders on, like I'm gonna
stay
embrace
on.
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of forms of a tuxedo. You know what I mean? Like we could, you know, you got to be able to take the jacket off every.
You
got to.
I agree. You have to take the jacket off. You can take the jacket off.
Yeah.
And you can roll the sleeves up.
Yes.
You can roll.
And
then I get to at least.
You're out there in suspenders,
you
and
get
I'm embracing my inner Bobby Jones, and we're gonna play decent golf. Hell with the shoes.
Then I
we're
get.
Just gonna
then
look
I get
at that
shoes
as
and a
challenge
glove.
and just wait on our heels a little bit more, you know.
Then I get shoes and a glove.
You can have a glove, no shoes.
Okay, that's fine.
Both players get a glove.
Yeah, both guys get a glove.
Okay.
Yeah, but when he takes the jacket off, then I get my shoes.
That's not a fair trade.
It completely is.
Trade. Let's say if he takes the jacket off, you get to wear a jock strap. Cover the front, but the ass cheeks hanging out.
I'm taking the jock strap. I'm going to play way better with the jock strap and the ass cheeks hanging out, 100%.
I might
because
shoot a personal
the awkwardness of the whole golf swing just got taken away.
Gone. Yeah. My big misses are from cumbersome sleeves and shit. You know what I mean? I would definitely jock strap. I could shoot a low round in that.
I mean, to answer your previous question,
low.
I think there could be.
That makes it too easy though.
I think there could be a 10-stroke difference between the tux and the birthday suit, without question.
Really?
Because I mean, I was that kid growing up in junior golf, amateur golf, that it could be 40 degrees and raining and blustery rain, you know, and I would still be in nothing but like maybe my golf shirt and like an undershirt, and then the thinnest rain pants ever, because I wanted as few limitations as I could possibly have. And even if it was just like blistering cold, you know, I was still the same way. So I would much rather just hang it all out for everybody to see and have no limitations other than, you know, my pendulum, you know, smacking back and forth.
I think that's
rather
where
than
the awkwardness. That's where the awkwardness just becomes a problem. And in all honesty, I don't think I'm going to shoot 10 more with a tuxedo than I would on a normal day.
Yeah, I think the limitations of rotation.
Yeah, but you just simplify everything and make it shorter and take another club.
Or two.
It's just like, but it's just like playing in the wintertime.
Not only that, I mean, you know, it's going to throw off your timing because you're not like rotating the hands as much because they're going to be coming through slower. So, I mean, for me, like that's one of the things I learned. I would go from hitting a draw with like as few clothes on as possible to hitting a fade as I had more stuff on. So it was like a double whammy. I got the limitation of not having as long of a swing and less speed, but then also hitting a weak fade. So, I mean, for me, we're different, but for me, easily, I think there could be a 10-stroke difference.
I've never hit a fade that wasn't generated, I don't think.
Lucky you.
Well, I mean, I will block my fair share, but I'm just saying, like, hit a fade. Yeah, no, I gotta try. Like, fades just don't pop it. Like, I can't put a jacket on and all of a sudden I hit a fade. I'd be out there with a jacket on all year.
Even right now?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, if I could fade it 5-10 yards, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Because I'm, either I'm hitting it straight or a slight draw every time. Like going right, that's a hard
slight
shot.
draw.
But that's
Slight
one of the
draw
things that
sounds
you need on
nice.
the golf course. Yeah, but I say slight, but sometimes it gets I see the left side of the golf course most of the day, which isn't always a bad thing. But the right side's usually better, my opinion. If you can keep it in the fairway right side, that's usually where you need to be. Because trouble is going to be way right, but the easy side's going to be on the right side of the hole for the most part.
I think the biggest mental thing about playing naked would be putting. Like, you're looking down and then, it's like, I'm naked again. You know what I'm saying? Every time you take a putt, you look down at your hands and your ball, and then you just see yourself.
I mean, your hands are going to kind of be covering it up.
Do you get to ride?
That's a great question.
Walking? I'm just curious,
That, I mean, you would probably want to
I'm
ride,
walking.
right?
I'm walking.
Walking butt ass?
Yeah.
Dude, butt ass, dude.
You're just more manly than me, bro. You're that guy. There's no way. I'm walking.
The crotch area will be struggling out there just butt naked all day long.
Maybe
crotch reason is going to be just tired by about 9.
Maybe I would reevaluate after 9.
Ooh, big old firework.
Could be. So no, I think I shoot equally as poor in either a tuxedo or naked. 81. I think I'm shooting an 81.
So you don't have to worry about beating Justin Thomas then.
I don't know, man. I think I could. We don't
100 a hole.
Go back on it. No, I'm not playing anybody for 100 a hole.
No, 100 a hole, like distance.
Oh, I don't even think I need that. I don't need that much. I don't need that much.
We should tag him. We should tag him to this video.
I tagged
100
him
yards.
First time. I tagged his ass the first time.
And you know what he did? He kept on scrolling.
That's all right. All right. Don't let me interview Paige Renee. I'll say the same shit. I said, hey, Justin Thomas, I think I can beat you.
Glad you feel that way.
Diplomatically than that, I was like, hey, this podcast is talking if this dude can beat Justin Thomas. So it wasn't like as bad, but my opinion was voiced when I said it. I said, man, come on, I could beat him. So he knows.
He knows. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. He knows.
He knows. What other topics we got, Scott?
Let's see. Do you like the pin in or out?
Out.
Always. I'm in. I don't know why.
If the rest of the group wants it in, fine.
I'm taking it out.
But I want it out.
If I'm playing for real, I'm taking it out always.
If the rest of the group wants it out, I'm okay with taking it out.
Right. You're not going to have them put it back in.
No, I don't give two shits, really.
Right. Whatever's fastest is what EJ's all about.
Bingo. I'm totally okay with you. Oh shit. I'm totally okay with whatever. You know what I mean? As long as it just moves quickly.
Okay.
And I don't know why that is. I just think I play better when I play fast. I think less. That's what it is.
I feel like though most of the time when I do play with you, we're playing quickly. You know, if we're ever not, it's just because we're talking, but not because we're actually like grinding over our game.
Right. We're talking or waiting behind somebody.
Yeah, that too. Because we're playing
You know what I'm saying?
fast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know.
Pins
How much
out. Pins out. It's uncomfortable. I mean, in all honesty, before leaving the pin in was a thing. When somebody had little pins at a putting green, I'd take them out every time to putt because
That's
it wasn't
true.
the same.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, I would take those out too, and it's like, no, the pin goes out when you putt. And Bryson DeChambeau can do all the math he wants to. I just don't believe that the ball has a better chance of going in with the pin in.
Did you see the kid recently who got out there with some sort of measuring device similar to like a stent meter, and he had the flag in?
It was like
And I mean,
it was like an erector sector track. To be
yeah,
honest with you.
it
Yeah.
might have been, but you know, he was doing something similar to like a stent meter and just same roll every time, and like half those balls ricocheted or spun out. And I feel like that's one reason right there. And some sort of like engineer or NASA scientist at one point like disproved Bryson. So that's enough for me.
He's still
Did we
better,
really
but it
just
doesn't matter. You know what I mean? It's like it you know, for him, it doesn't affect him that much. He's still out there playing and making a big ass check. So leave it in if you
Mhm.
want to, bro. You be that guy. I'm good with it.
just think
So
about Bryson had to get a NASA scientist to refute what he was saying. How wild
Correct.
is that? That's
I
freaking
could be wrong
crazy.
about this. I could
Well,
be wrong
but
about the
at the end
NASA
of the day,
scientist, by the
people
It
way.
know
doesn't
that
matter. This is our
the
opinion and we're
dude knows
voicing
that
it. It
he's
doesn't
smart.
matter.
People know that
Yeah.
he's smart. They're not gonna mess with him. I mean, like somebody's got to come with something and go, no, I can prove him wrong, not just hearsay.
Have you seen his dimples on the ball stuff when it comes to putting? Where he talks about trying to line up to where he hits the putt on not a dimple but square on like a line in between the two so it rolls straight. So he marks his ball a certain way. He's wild, man. He's trying to get like the most out of every little aspect of his game, which
So
just seems completely counterintuitive and less fun than what golf is intended to be.
so there has been like some science put out before, not a whole lot, but there
Great
has been some
point.
science.
Great point. Kind of sucking the fun out of it when you take it to that level. I mean, you have
Yeah,
to, or that part is fun to you, one or the other.
that's true.
You know,
That may
dude.
be his
I mean,
shit.
he's got books that he writes down ideas and builds greens, and I mean, he's gonna put some of that stuff in motion after he's done playing, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I have a feeling.
What do you say, Scotty?
I mean, there's some science behind on whether like if you hit the ball, kind of like off center of a dimple, how it can make the ball, squirt one way or the other. So I understand, but I don't take the time to try and, it's just I'm gonna put my ball down and hit the putt.
What
What's to
is the
say I'm not
margin
gonna
of
come?
error?
Yeah. And so, I'm just gonna hit the
Your
putt.
margin of error could be like $600,000, though.
Yeah, when you're doing what he's doing.
Right. I mean, that's like, what's the margin of error? 600 G's.
Yeah.
Could be.
$2 Nassau.
Yeah, it could be $1 million. First and second. Yeah, hey, if I need to line this ball up and not hit that dimple, let's not hit that dimple.
Yeah, I get it when it's at that level. Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll ever fix pace of play? Or do you think it's always just going to be slow at the men's professional level?
It's always going to be slow.
Yeah.
It's too serious.
Yeah.
There's very few guys that can play that way. and they're going to be the loudest voice because they're the only ones that can play that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody's at different levels. You got guys that are out there that, you know, might not know where their next check's coming from. And then you got guys that this week doesn't matter and none of this really matters. We're good. We're set forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and hey, well, I want to play faster. Well, you know, there's a guy 5 groups in front of you that's grinding out here, you know?
Yeah.
Let him take his time, and if he's inside the rules, let him play inside the rules. If he's not, stroke him, as they say, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to.
Do you think it's an issue, pace of play at like the muni level, you know, for amateur golfers? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The amount of people I've seen put out for a goddamn 8 is mind-blowing. You know what I'm saying? There's no amount of money that you can be playing for that you need to put that 8 out.
No, but that's double par, and we paid to play, and we're not good at it, and we're figuring out the game of golf. That's why they're there playing at the meet.
Yeah, I mean, how are you going to really establish a handicap if you're not really getting a true score to post?
I mean, what is it? It's like double par, isn't it? Or is it
I don't
like
know.
pick up at double, which I think is dumb. Like it. If I
Well,
go
no,
to
you're not
play
supposed
golf and I've never played golf and I don't get to finish any holes because you let me only get to 6, you know what I mean? Like, how much am I really playing
So
golf?
if you're talking about like an acceptable score, you know, when you're posting a score in the USGA handicap system, which I'm not that well versed on anymore, but it used to be for like single digit golfers, you know, 0 to 9 effectively, or you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Double bogey was the highest score that you could post to have an acceptable score in the handicap system. That doesn't mean you have to pick up. That just means if you go out and, you know, you make a triple on the first hole and you shoot 80, well, when your round's over, you're going to reduce your score to 79 because you're going to, you know, take the triple away and make it a double on the first hole. And that's more or less to reduce sandbagging, you know.
So the USGA is going to cheat on my handicap for me, technically?
I mean, it's reverse sandbagging in a way. You know, they're not cheating.
I know, but they're just going to cheat my handicap though.
Not
I mean,
really.
You got to think about it. If you think about it, like, and I've known these people, I've known these guys that they'll go out there, they'll play golf, they'll make 5, 6 birdies and a triple, and that's literally their round of golf on a regular basis. Like you're giving that guy, you know what I'm saying? You're giving his playing partner an extra stroke every time because that dude's going to make triple and they're going to count it as triple.
Yeah, they're going to count it as a triple, but when they post their score, let's say they make 5 or 6 birdies, no bogeys, the rest pars, except for that triple. So, you know, they've got a 66 until they get to the 18th hole and they make the triple for 69, okay?
Yeah.
So when they go to post their score, they shouldn't be posting a 69 because they had a triple on the last hole. They should be posting a 68, assuming their handicap is 9 or better.
I did not know that.
Yeah. And then like for 10 to 19. I just start
picking up, be like, I can't take more than that, boys.
10 to 19, a 7. 20 to 29, it's an 8. And then I think anything goes over that, then it's just like whatever, 9. I don't know.
Go home.
But yeah, pretty much. But they do that just to make certain that you're not, you know, sandbagging for the exact reason that you just said. It's like, oh man, I got a damn good score going. Oh, I better fluff it up a little bit on the way in, you know, and that way I'm not posting some crazy low score and it take me from a 3 down to a 2 overnight.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and so it is a checks and balance essentially. But you know, I think probably just one of the best things you can tell anybody is like, hey, if you're not that good, you don't need to take a lot of practice swings. You really don't even need to put a lot of thought into what club you're probably going to hit. Just try and think about it like this. What's going to give me the best chance of hitting the fairway? What's going to give me the best chance of keeping it in the fairway? What's going to give me the best chance of getting it onto that green? And just grab a club and go, you know?
Practice swings at that level are like just trying to make the swing, to make the motion of a golf swing. I mean, that's It's
Yeah.
not. It's not about trying to perfect the swing. I think it's about trying to find the swing. Like, how do we do this again? And I get that, and that's your lower handicap golfers. A lot of people like to get frustrated with that kind of stuff, but you can't, because everybody's been there. And it's one of those things,
Mm-hmm.
like, there's a lot of people that lose that sight. Like, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I learned golf when I was 8, 9 years old in the damn late 80s. Like, oh, what's the kid doing out here? You know what I mean? Like, that stuff was still a
Yeah.
thing back then. Like, why is the kid out here? And like, my mom and dad were just out there trying to get me to learn how to play the game of golf. And we'd let people play through all the time that were way slower than we were, but we were the ones out of place.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, no. And I mean, it takes time to get better. But
It
when people
does.
get better, and at the same time, it's good for, I think one of the things that doesn't happen a lot, well, it does, but I wish it could happen more often, is the beginning golfer can play with the better golfers. But it's
Yeah.
usually the fact that, like, a group of buddies get together and there's 4 beginners out there playing.
Yeah.
It's like, I wish everybody had a buddy that was a 5 handicap. You know what I mean? So it's like, here's how you do it from day one. I'm gonna keep you. You know what I mean? It's like herding the cats. You
Yeah.
got the one guy that's herding the cats, going, no, don't do that. Don't drive your car over here. Pull. You know what I mean? Like, just trying to just herd
Yeah.
the cats through the round of golf. And I think if
I
people learn to play it that way, it would be a lot more helpful. Yes, but you have to have those people out there, and you got to be, happy to see those people out there, because if they don't show up, there's not enough 10 handicappers in the world to keep the game of golf alive.
I'm 100% in agreement with you. I just believe 1 to 2 practice swings is all you need, whether you're a single digit or new player. Because on the golf course, we're there to execute. We're not there to so much practice. Now, yes, there's practice in playing. You got to get out there and you got to get used to, teeing up between the tee markers on the tee box. You got to get used to pulling the flag or leaving it in, whatever, the rest of the group prefers, raking the bunkers, repairing your divots, fixing your ball marks, all that stuff. You got to make sure that you're walking down the correct hole, and you don't
Right.
start meandering
Yeah.
onto the other one and get lost because people do it. Um, you got to do all that as well. And, you know, it's painful to watch somebody who's shooting a high score who takes 5 or 6 practice swings. It's like, hey, let's focus on hitting, let's focus on playing, enjoying this round and seeing what all is going on around us. Because no 2 golf courses are the same, and some of them are on
No.
beautiful property. Some of them have beautiful landscaping and gardening, and there's a lot going on. And I feel like if you're getting cluttered up trying to hit a good shot and you're thinking, okay, maybe if I take one more good practice swing, I'll get it. And it's like, let's just 1, 2 swings, bang it out and go. And I'm full admission right now, I am not the fastest golfer, but do I enjoy playing golf?
I was about to say, there's no way that Scott has never been the guy that he's looking at a tough chip and he takes a couple, 2 or 3 little practice chips from here. And then he walks up to the top of the hill to look at the green
Heck yeah,
where
I
he's going to
have.
drop it onto it. He's going to take a little practice stroke or 2 or here, there. Then he's going to walk back to his ball and he's going to take a couple more chips. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, you say, oh, we'll take 2 and keep moving, but everybody's guilty of it. It's
Oh, of
golf, man. You're
course.
going to play some shots super slow.
But
There's some that
every
you're going to get out
single
there and go,
swing, you
go.
think about every single shot,
Oh,
if
yeah.
you're literally, and this is something I want to break down for people because I've had to before.
If
It's
your
like, look,
pre-shot routine is 5 practice swings, yeah, you need to go home. I agree.
yeah, exactly. Because if you go out and shoot 100, okay, that means you've made 100 swings, between driver, irons, chips, pitches, putts, okay. And if you take 5 practice swings per, just using 5 as an example, that means you
Yeah.
made 600 swings over the course of that round. Then you take a guy like me, 75 roughly, okay? Never taken more than 1 or 2 practice swings except for maybe on a lag putt or some crazy like flop shot, okay? So
That should be how they keep score. Your total score is the total number of swings that you take, regardless if it's a practice swing or a ball hit. That's how you keep score. On the
Yes.
tour as well. On the tour as well. You'll get play. Probably not better numbers, but you'll get an actual, hey, this dude shoots 610 every time he plays because he shoots 100 and takes 5 practice swings each time. Or you got Scott that shoots a 75 and maybe takes 20 practice swings around. You're a 95 golfer. You know what I'm saying? That's
No, okay.
great.
Well, let's be frank. It's not it's not 20 practice rounds.
EJ's golf courses are going to come close to like cranking out like 500 rounds a day, by the way, because like
every
no
tee
practice
time, every
swings,
3 minutes.
like you know, yeah. You don't worry about the pin. If it's in, you just putt it. If the group in front of you left it out, you just putt it with it out. You know what I mean?
There
Like,
you go.
Have you
just
ever done
keep
that?
going. It doesn't matter.
No.
Have you ever played
Everybody's
around?
done that.
Have you played
Yeah.
played around without the flag?
Oh no,
I
I
have.
played plenty of holes without the flag though. Yeah, not the whole round though.
They didn't have the flag.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you go out to a private club on a Monday and they're out there doing maintenance and you get fortunate enough to play. There's a good chance those flags will not be in. And it's a heck of a way to play. I mean, you might like to know where the cup is. So if you got a pin sheet from the previous day, that does make it kind of nice because then you have an idea of the distance to a degree. You have an idea of which side the hole is going to be on, especially if you're playing a course with large greens. Like you may not consistently want to have lag putts of 60 feet, but
right.
It's surprisingly like liberating when you're not staring down a flag. And I've gone out and done it, on a 7,200 yard course and hit like 15 greens. Can't say that's a normal thing for me. Can't say my score was overly low either because I did have a lot of long putts, for birdie. But
Right.
I tend to hit a lot of greens because I'm not worried about the flag, and kind of like how I've said before, I think amateur golfers need to really focus on the back edge of the green. I was just playing to the middle. And, if the pins were in the front, I went ahead and played to the middle because it's like if I miss it, I may end up hitting it pretty dang close to the hole. And if I hit it solid, I at least know I'm probably going to find the putting surface, And if the pin was in the back, it's like I'll aim to the center and maybe I'll get lucky and hit it there. Or, pull one and hit it close to the hole. But it's like all I'm really focusing on then is just covering a bunker or, whatever hazard or mound or something. And you have very few thoughts and you're just thinking middle of the green, middle of the green, middle of the green. I hit tons of greens. It's awesome. I wouldn't want to do it every day, but I've totally used it in preparation, for tournament golf of just like, focusing on one or two things per shot and not allowing the mind to get cluttered. And it's a lot of fun. Not easy to do, getting a golf course without the flag in, but you get the chance, do it.
Have you ever played at a course that has anything other than a flag there? Like, how Marion has those little baskets and you can't really see which way the wind is going?
I haven't.
Me either.
It would be cool, but I haven't.
It'd be interesting.
Well, in Scotland, a lot of the times their flag sticks are like an actual metal pipe. And so they don't whip. And sometimes, seeing the flag blow kind of gives you an indication of like maybe how hard it's blowing up there at the green. But a lot of times what kind of gives it away too is if as long as you get decent vision, you can see like, is the stick moving? And in Scotland, because these are like actual metal pipes, those sticks don't move at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was kind of interesting.
But the wind blows like crazy over there. That's why.
It does, but like that stick is true.
But fiberglass. Yeah, but those fiberglass sticks are gonna break. You blow them over and over, and they get gusts over there that are nasty.
Yeah.
We get windy days and we close golf courses. You know what I mean? Like, don't have to worry about the sticks. Somebody went and got them. So, but yeah, no, playing without a stick would be cool. I don't know. I'm just not a big middle of the green guy. If the pin's not in trouble and there's not like dead right of it, I'm going at the stick most of the time. I'm there to make birdies. If I
Oh
make
yeah, of
5,
course.
it's okay. Like, I mean, it's, we're hunting pins, and unless it's like, oh, hey, if I go right here, it is dead. Like, no, we're gonna make sure we're left of it. But other than that, hit it right at it. Or
If I'm
turn
not
it to
playing
it.
for anything, I'm pin hunting all day. It doesn't matter if it's a 3-wood or a sand wedge. So yeah,
Right.
there's definitely a different mentality. But if it's a meaningful round of golf, whether it's a tournament or a wager, then I'm thinking, I'm playing EJ here and he's got his 7 dingers or whatever, and he's not looking so good on the practice range. It's like, I might keep it to the middle of the green and only make 2 birdies, but I'm only going to make, 2 or 3 bogeys all day. And that might be all it takes to beat him. It's like, I'm going to force him to beat me. So I can
I
go
call
both
that
ways.
playing scared.
No,
Okay.
it's playing strategically.
That's playing scared. Mm-mm.
No,
Close them out early.
no. Playing
Make them
scared is
quit.
when Davis Love laid up on a par 5 to secure second place to Tiger. That's playing scared. I mean, now he was, trying to get that second place check, so maybe that was strategic in of itself. But
Who knows? But to not
I
go out
love
there
it.
and try and birdie every hole, going, oh no, EJ's hitting it bad. I'm gonna take it easy on him. Nah, you go out there trying to birdie every hole. If you don't birdie the first, you can't birdie them all if you don't birdie the first one.
True. I'm with
Y'all,
you. I go after the pins because I think I have just as good a chance to chip in short-sided if there's no massive trouble over there than I do to make a long putt. I'm not the best putter. You know what I'm saying? So I just figured, hey, the closer I can get, the better.
And the more chances you take, the more little bullshitty shots you got to hit, so you kind of get better at them. I mean, in all honesty,
I'm an expert at punching out, man.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, when you hit to the middle of the green, you're going to be an excellent lag putter. I never want to be called a great lag putter. No. Dude can't sniff it outside of 40 feet. You're exactly right, because either I'm chipping or I'm inside of it.
Yeah.
So what if you got 42 feet to win the member guest, and you're gonna say, "Oh, wish I'd hit it closer because I have no clue what's going on right now."
I might chip it.
We must be playing alternate shot.
I might chip it from the green.
That was the one that I turned over a lot.
Yeah. Being the good lag putters, like being the nice guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah, and I'm probably not going to be in the situation to win the member guest anyway. So
I was in a situation to win a member guest. I hit it out of bounds on the first tee. We were in a playoff.
Not the best way to start.
Oh, it's not a good look. Not a good look. We lost on that hole. So, has anybody played recently?
I played Tuesday.
Played yesterday.
How'd everyone play?
Did okay. We only played. What did we play? 16 holes. 16 holes. Got to 16T. There's a 5-some in front of us. We hadn't waited all day long. Hadn't seen anybody. So we catch up with a group of members that's a 5-some. And they're walking, and we got 3 holes to go. And I said, I'm going to turn around right here, and I'm going to cut across 16. I'm going to go to cut across 17 and go to 18 tee box. And I'm going to play 18, and we're going to call it a day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was one of those situations like, hey, what waiting?
Yeah, no.
And being a guest at a private club, I'm not going to push those dudes. We're going to turn around and skip these 2 holes and go play the last.
Yep.
Get far enough out of their way that we're not in their way coming in, and just chalk it up as it was an okay round. We played 16 holes. 3 putts and a chili dip, and I shot 2 over.
Good round.
Not bad.
A good round. Yeah, I thought you might have been playing the 72 flag game. Only made it to the 16th.
No. Hey, I might have just taken my flag back to the clubhouse before that if I quit that early.
Yeah. How'd you play, Scott?
Didn't make a birdie. But I also wasn't playing to the middle of the greens. I hit at every flag all day. The putting was pretty bad. We were playing at Hawks Landing, and they've redone that course some since I've been there last, and I couldn't tell you what the greens were like so much before, but we found out they were this like South Carolina zoysia, which was a pretty grass, but that surface just had me completely confused. Like they just weren't quick. And
what do they got? Like Diamond zoysia?
It was called South Carolina zoysia.
Okay. I don't know. There's so many different varieties of it, but it was a green surface.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, I don't think the reason why I didn't make putts that day had anything to do with the grass. I'm just saying I didn't do it, and I was definitely befuddled. Like there should have been a point where I figured it out, and I just didn't. So
yeah, and I mean they were all different.
Yeah, the one thing I did like, which took a little bit of getting used to, was that they were bouncing. So
really?
early on in the round, I was hitting some shots I thought were solid, and I was watching the ball like take 2 hops and then release a little bit, whereas I'm used to kind of like 1 hop and stop. Or, if I try and hit like a low burning wedge in there, it'll be like 2 hops and grab hard. And so that took a little bit of an adjustment,
Right.
and I kind of enjoyed that, come to the end, because, by then it's like, okay, I actually got to think about it, it got me grinding.
Most of the greens push-ups or false fronts and stuff like that?
No real false fronts, a little bit of push-up, but they were good. One thing
it's one of those things when you see false fronts and you see a lot of push-up at the front and then they bounce, it's like, come on, guys, like y'all gotta soften these up a little bit because of the way the golf course plays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you can't necessarily roll it up or bounce it up or play that in with the bounce and then being firmer to being able to have to land it on a shallow green, say, and it's going to bounce and roll. It's going to be tough to keep that ball on a green.
Correct. Yeah. So a lot of the holes I would say were fairly friendly in front of it. There were a few that were pushed up where you had like I think it was the 7th and the 9th. Yeah, a little bit of a ramp. So if you were going to go in there low, like you had to go in low. But one of them, I think it was 7, was a long par 3. It was like 220 yards. So I got out the driving iron and hit that, landing it about pin high.
Bounced.
Yeah, but thankfully, so the green was kind of sloped like this, and so like here's the flag. Well, I landed in that fringe. That fringe kind of killed it, so I still remained like right around pin high.
Gotcha.
It wasn't my best shot. Like I hit a little high on the face, so it was tumbling. So I ended up being kind of grateful, that I mean, even though I hit it close to pin high on the fly, like I was grateful that it kind of tumbled off to the left at the end so that it didn't land on the green. And I thought that was interesting, just like how every green wasn't just this like oval, or if it was an oval, they canted it here. They didn't use crazy bunkering. Sometimes it was mounds, or almost like little, like rough bunkers. And, there was some water at times quite a bit. They ripple the fairways, and it's not a bad little track. It's 6,300 yards. It's in Orlando.
Nice.
So it was fun. It's got some holes where it'll get you to think like, hey, do I want to play it up the left or, go up the right? A couple of times I had to sit there and debate on whether I wanted to get on the left side of the tee box or on the right side of the tee box. I think even once I tried to hit a fade, got a snipe hook out of it.
What
that's
was
fun.
the traffic like there?
Are we talking about on the golf course or getting to the golf course?
Yeah, no. On the golf course. Like, was it busy? Was it slow? Was it, did you wait every shot?
No.
Was there a group of holes? You know what I mean?
No.
It's just, I was curious what the traffic was at the golf course on a Tuesday in Orlando.
I would have to say, without actually knowing, they probably had 50 to 70 rounds all day.
Okay.
Gotcha. So We
How much
started
was
early at
around?
7:45. Not bad. It was less than 100. I think it was more in like the 75 range.
Okay, not bad.
So, yeah.
How
A
much
little
are you
rich for my
comfortable-
blood.
How much are you comfortable with paying for a round of golf?
See, I think
That's
it depends, right?
that's just a random question.
That's a
I
good
hate
That's high
paying
end
a
for
round
me.
of golf.
Well,
That's high end for me.
If it's something that I'm going to play regularly, like, right, let's say, hey, we're going to play a match every Friday at this course. 40, 50.
Yeah.
On a weekly would be top end. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's something that I'm trying to play every week, I'm thinking that's a comfortable price. Every once in a while, we want to go splurge and do something. Cool. I'm down with that. Doesn't matter where, doesn't matter how much. Just let me know why we're going there.
And hopefully it will be worth it.
Yeah, exactly. Like I've played, I got a chance to play Black Diamond Ranch up in, I don't know.
And then in Eustis?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
It is.
It is.
That was worth every penny. You know what I mean? It was gorgeous course, got to play the quarry, beautiful views. You know what I'm saying? Great round. I don't know, just great time. But yeah, I'd pay. See, I think when you get to like the top of the line, like I think they're wanting like close to $600 for Sawgrass right now. That means that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's too much.
I would agree.
I don't know. Yeah, I think once you get over the $300 price range, it's got to be something like mind blowing. And I don't know what is really out there outside of Pebble or maybe Bandon that is in that department. And I don't even think you're paying that much at Bandon.
So what would you call?
I don't know.
So what would you call like an ideal boys trip? Because usually boys trips are kind of geared around like what everybody's willing to spend. What would you call like an ideal boys trip?
So like price, is that what you're asking, or like what would I plan for
It could be
boys trip?
Yeah, like what would you plan? Price having an influence on where you go and what you do.
All right, so I think first and foremost, no 36-hole days is a must. I know there's people that are going to want to play 36 holes, but I don't think that should be mandatory, right? Because I know there's guys like Casey that are not going to want to go out for 36, but are going to want to come and are going to be the life of the party, right? So you got to have a good balance between golf and other activities, in my opinion. So if you're doing a guy's trip for golf, I say one round a day at most, and try to make it early. What say you, Scott? Are you on my no 36-hole plan or no?
So I'm totally down for 36, but what I would rather do is go play 18 and then break for lunch, maybe even do something else for a little bit, and then go somewhere, where we can, go play like a short par 3 course or just play a speed 9. But putting course, anything like that, pitch and putt, just something where I can have another golf activity. So I would want to do it summer months, so we got more time in the day, and I would want to go somewhere unique. So preferably in the mountains, but it doesn't have to be, but just somewhere, maybe it's up in New England, where we got some nice views of the ocean, or North Carolina, South Carolina, or go out Colorado, Utah, or something. I mean, just go do something like that, and try and get a property where they're going to give us some options. I mean, I love what like Pinehurst has to offer, but you and I went on a buddy's bachelor party, and it was at Orange Lake in Orlando, and they've got 2 18-hole courses, and then they got 2 9-hole courses. One of them is like an executive, and the other one's 9 holes, all par 3, all par 3s, and it's lit.
Yeah, that was
And
fun.
to me, yeah, that's awesome because we can kind of get everything that we want, you know?
See, I'm not
And
staying in one place. I haven't done one, but if I plan to do one, I'm definitely not staying in one place. I'm boom, 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 boom. If we're gonna do 5 days, we're gonna play 4 different places.
see,
We're gonna
there's
pick
guys like that too.
gonna pick a destination that we're gonna go to, and if we're gonna go, say we're gonna go to North Carolina, cool. We'll start up in Asheville, and we'll try and get on to something like Mountaintop or something like that, and then we'll move to Charlotte
Yeah.
and see if we can go play one over there, and then move down to the coast and see if you can play one over there. You know what I mean? I would do stuff like that instead of going to Orange Lake or I mean Pinehurst. That's different. Like you know what I mean? You're not playing. You can stay there for over a week and not play the same golf course. So that's
Right.
you know I mean that's a different story.
Well,
But yeah, but if you go for 4 days and you got 36 holes, still only got 36 holes. Yeah, you're going to have a good round of golf probably because you're going to play the whatever the course is a second time. And yeah,
Mhm.
everybody's going to play better and that's cool, but if you're going to see views and hit cool golf shots, I'm going to do it once and go to the next one.
well, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree with you there. Like, you know, if we're going to go to a facility that only has a couple 18-hole courses, but we want to do 4 or 5 days, unless it's something that's just incredible, like a Pebble Beach, which, okay, they've got multiple courses, so I know bad
Right.
example, but unless it's something like that, like, yeah, I probably don't care to play it again. So I would want to venture off, but I do kind of like staying in one place like overnight because of the simple fact that like what you just said, hey, that'd be a hell of a lot of fun, but it's as much a road trip as it is a golf trip. And that's cool, but it's exhausting. And playing the golf is exhausting as it is. So like, I don't know. I want to, you know, and like I said, I want to be
that
able to.
stuff's fun to me though. Yeah, like
Oh
we
yeah,
played golf now. Throw your clubs in the car and we're gonna go a couple 100 miles and go stay the night somewhere. Yeah, like oh, yeah,
that's
let's
just
do that for a
nomadic,
couple
you
days.
know. That's
Yeah.
nomadic. So
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I
An
you know,
underrated
We're
an
on to our
underrated
next
golf vacation.
Airbnb.
That sounds great. One city that I went to that for a golf vacation that was underrated was Pittsburgh. You get to go to Pittsburgh, get on some dope courses. There's a lot of food. There's a lot of stuff to do in the city. They're all within a decent distance, and you could do the best of both, staying in one place and getting to visit a bunch of golf courses. God forbid you get on Oakmont, maybe.
see, I'd be all about want to get on like Fox Chapel.
Yeah, that too. That too. I got a chance to play Latrobe when I was up there the last time.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what'd you think of it?
It was amazing, man. I took a 9 on one hole, hit like 6 chips. Made me cry almost. Fucking crazy.
Did you hit
I was
multiple from the same spot?
yeah,
Yeah.
got it to the top of the hill, rolled right back to my feet.
Yeah.
These Florida boys aren't really good with hills. You know what I mean? That was a challenge for me. Elevation. I hit it further though.
It's true.
Yeah,
So
I believe it.
yeah, that was a fun trip.
So is there a destination then? Is there like a destination that you'd just sit there and say that's the one?
Probably Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
They got a ton of golf. They got a ton of putt golf. They got the beach. I'm sure there's a bunch of women there. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like a bad place to be.
All depends because
Yeah.
there's two. I've been to Myrtle Beach multiple times. There's several Myrtle Beaches though. There's
I'm
Myrtle
sure.
Beach that's down there in the condos, Myrtle Beach, and then there's Myrtle Beach at the golf courses, and they're a little bit different. But yeah, up there it's weird, man, because it's just miles and miles of golf courses, which is kind of odd, but it's cool
Yeah,
in itself.
it is.
You know?
What about you, Scott?
I would say Western North Carolina, man. You know, it's not just one destination, but kind of like to what Pat was saying. You know, maybe get up there and
Oh yeah, there's I mean,
play
well,
like
you know,
High Hampton and Cherokee
Mountaintop
National.
and
Yeah, that's
See if,
private. So
see if somebody can hook you up at Wade Hampton while you're up there too.
yeah, I have played
Love
Old
my
Edwards. OE's pretty good. Maggie Valley, not shabby. Actually had a good round there. Pretty fun too because the front nine's kind of like down in the valley, and then the back nine goes up the mountain. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. You get to see shots, hit with the mountain in the background, and then you get to actually hit shots down the mountain or up the mountain. So yeah, I mean that was a cool place. What's the other ones like Silver something? That's up there. So yeah, I mean I think it'd be fun, just to get the boys and be a little nomadic but not crazy, and just kind of go around. Get up to Grandfather, play some of the courses around Grandfather Mountain and Boone. Get up there in that high country.
It's a pretty area up there.
If we took
Pat?
If we took Renato, we'd have to take him through Little Switzerland.
Yeah. Oh, Renato.
Pat, what would be your destination?
Well, I don't have a destination. I'm moving. I'm moving too often. I'm moving in too often. My destination is going to include probably phone a friend a couple of times. Probably going to play on a golf course that I shouldn't be there. And I'm gonna phone a friend a lot. I don't like paying for golf. I just don't. I never got into it, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, literally. I mean, I grew up in Tallahassee. It's a small town. I was good. I played it a lot. I played in all the tournaments that you could play in, and you know what I mean. I got to know all the people and worked at one of the golf courses. And you just show up and, hey, Pat, how's it going? Here's a cart. Go play. And I'd chase the little money games around, and yeah, you paid. That was back when it was, pay $15. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Pay $15, but I'm gonna go play for $300. You know what I mean? That was the kind of stuff that wasn't paying for golf, but you know what I mean? To go hang out with your buddies and go pay $80, like that stuff is painful for me. Like I'm finding excuses not to go to wait on my next free round to show up. You know what I mean? That's just me personally. I'll be honest with you, man. It's like,
were you a Highway 18 guy on the Golf Channel?
What's that? The guys that go out and like find every course they can play for like $100?
No, Highway 18 was like a one and done on the Golf Channel. Remember when they had like the big break? It was during that same era. And it was like the Golf Channel's version of The Amazing Race.
Okay.
And so they just went around like the state of Florida and did different golf challenges. And I think they had 18 stops.
What kind of challenges?
It varied. I mean, literally like
play 18 and then drink 9 beers. And then you have to drive to the next event.
Well, yeah, but the point is like Pat probably loved it. He probably won a big break guy because they stayed in one place the whole time.
The big break was cool though, and the fact that I knew like 3 or 4 big breakers along the way was kind of neat too.
Who?
It's like, so and so they were on the big break. So and so they were on the big break. Hiroshi Matsuo was on the big break. Jay McNair was on the big break. Oh, 2 or 3 that were there was 2 more that were in the late ones that I don't remember that I knew them along the way, but Hosh and Jay I knew pretty well.
That's cool.
So
I think Hosh made it the furthest. He was I think he made it down to like final 3 or something.
Oh wow.
But he didn't make the big break, and then he went back to, making a couple $100,000 playing the Golden Bear and working at his family's hibachi restaurant at night. I mean, he wasn't struggling.
So I knew Carlene Coughing a little bit. I don't even know what her married name is. But I knew her a little bit because we grew up 20 minutes apart. So around the the junior golf scene. So that was kind of cool. And then I forget her name right now, but she won the big break as well, and she actually got like a Chrysler Aspen for winning, which is pretty cool if that tells you anything.
Oh, really?
And then I want to say his name was Jay. I never met him, but I saw him around Orlando. He was a guy that just took it really seriously. But I can't really say I really knew Big Breakers, so it was just a show that I kind of watched because it was golf related. I remember some people who did a show about like speed golf, and they were in the Caribbean. That was pretty interesting. I can see
I wanna
EJ
try
getting
that.
down with that one.
I'm gonna figure out a way to give that a go because of my running and all that stuff. I'm gonna try to do speed golf first tee time, and I was gonna ask you guys what clubs should I carry. Let's say I'm only gonna carry 5 clubs for speed golf.
I'd say
What
just
should
go
I?
half your set, so you don't have
Yep.
limitations.
Okay.
So I mean,
driver.
I would say like driver, a hybrid.
I'm thinking 3-wood, no driver.
I would take a 3-wood.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean,
3-wood.
depends on what golf course I'm playing, but like, I'm obviously if I'm playing speed golf, I'm gonna play like white tees because I'm not running backwards to a tee box.
See, I want the driver because of the simple fact that it's got a big ass head. So I'm gonna get up
Yeah.
there and be hitting in a hurry, more prone to duff a 3-wood because its face is like a third the
I think
size.
I'm gonna take an extra few little seconds to hit the golf shot good, and then run fast to the next one. I don't think it's going to be a run up and whack and you know what I mean and go chase it again. I think I'm going to run up to it, take my time, hit a good shot, run to the next one, take my time, hit a good shot. You know what I mean? I think if you do it that way, if you try and shoot the lowest number possible, hustling in between it, I think you're going to play faster than trying to hustle the entire time.
So the way
Personally.
speed golf is scored, right? They take your number that you score.
Yeah.
Let's say you shoot a 75, and it takes you 59 minutes to do it. You add those two numbers together, and that's your speed golf score.
So
the
it'd be
number
134.
matters. Yeah.
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 So I
You
don't
wanna
know
play
what a good
good.
score is.
I would just say take half your set and whatever is the longest club that you want to start with, then just alternate going on down. So if you do start with the 3-wood, and then you got a 5-wood and a hybrid, grab the hybrid. And then, if your hybrid's like a 3 or 4 iron, let's say it's a 4 iron, then you grab
Take
your
the
6, a
Yeah.
pitch,
Wedge.
and then one other wedge and your putter. So you got about 7 to 8 golf clubs. That way your bag's not so heavy, and at the same time, you're not going to find yourself limited because I've heard the arguments like, oh, dude, I'd go out there with like a 3-wood of 7 iron and a putter, and it's like, what are you going to do
No.
when you got to hit out of a bunker? That's going to slow down your round.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. No, yeah, you gotta take a decent amount of clubs to make it worth your while and still be able to pull off the shot.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking putter and a 56 for sure. And then maybe a pitching wedge and an 8 iron.
Yeah.
And then a 6.
4.
I think I'm going to skip the 4 and put the 3 in. I feel more confident with the 3 hybrid instead of the 4 hybrid.
So we went from 6 iron to 3 hybrid.
Yeah.
So that's 6 clubs. Anything else?
And then probably the driver. Because I can hit the driver off the deck too.
Shouldn't be a shot needed.
No, I hope not.
Hey, if he's tacking flags, he's got to do it from the middle of the fairway on those par 5s.
I mean,
Yeah.
The only reason I would need that is if I got
265 on the par 5 on the last 4 holes after he's and he's run the whole time. Nah, we're not hitting driver off the deck, but you better take that 6 iron and go ahead and hit it and hit you another one.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm definitely going to try that. I will have some info on that by the next time we record. I hope. Where we at time wise?
An hour 25.
Oh, I think we are golden. Anybody have any other burning desires? This was fun.
Yeah, it always is.
I'm
trying to think. You know what? I do actually have one more because it's something I've never really gotten to discuss with anybody except for you guys. head covers on irons. And I love it that there's a guy playing professionally that, he got his like first serious set of clubs and he put head covers on it, and he's still doing it to this day. He's like going back to his roots and he's shown his appreciation. Would I ever put head covers on my irons? No, but I'm curious to know what do other people think, because there's some people that are super critical. I don't even know his name, but if you told me, have you ever seen that guy with the head covers on his irons? I'd be like, heck yeah.
His name's Aaron Rai.
There we go, Aaron Rai. Hey, RAI. I do know who that is.
Yep.
Okay. What do you think, though? I want to know what others
I love
think.
his story. I love his
Yeah.
story. I like the fact
But
that
would you do it?
Hell no. Hell no.
Okay.
But I wouldn't chastise Aaron Rai because he's got a nice story. But if I saw some other duck ass with some iron covers, I'd say something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, those are cute, homie. I like those.
But there's some of them that embrace them, dude, and like love them, and say something about them, and I'll make you laugh about it.
If they're good,
it's like my boy
flies.
Mickey, the Asian Saban that's on damn TikTok, that's got all the followers. He's got iron covers, and literally in the beginning of his videos, like he'll pull off his iron cover, dude. I mean, like,
yeah,
it's legit.
If you're good,
but at the same time, if you show up and you're serious. Yeah, like I told Scott one day, you better have some shit I've never seen before under that iron cover, or it just doesn't count. I mean, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? You better pull that iron cover off and I'm like, whoa, you're playing with those? That's pretty sick. You know what I mean? Other than that, nah.
So you're saying I should get my Yonex out when I play with you?
Yonex, baby. With the gold shafts, yeah, you had to put iron covers on those back in the day, man. They came across the ocean in a boat.
Yeah, whatever you pull off and unsheath must shine like Excalibur for sure.
Well said.
Well said. Well, should we end on that?
Yeah,
I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah. All right, y'all be good.
You too, guys. Talk to you later.
Next time. Later.
Gentlemen, adios.
Peace.